Are you ready to radically transform your life and achieve the goals you've always dreamed of in just 3 months? Planning your goals over a 12-week period is much more effective than doing so over 12 months. It may seem strange, but planning our goals annually is not an efficient strategy. At the beginning of the year, we are full of resolutions and intentions. But later, we realize that we have been unrealistic or, worse, wasted too many days and weeks to achieve our goals. The truth is that thinking in terms of annual goals leads us to believe that we have plenty of time because our deadline is too far away. However, if our year is now divided into 12 weeks, everything changes. In this case, our deadline is always close enough to push us to execute our plans. Planning our goals over a 12-week period is also more effective because it allows us to be much more realistic. Today, I will summarize a book called 12-Week Year: Do More in 12 Weeks Than Others Do in 12 Months, written by Brian Moran and Michael Lington. Brian Moran insists on 2 fundamental aspects to achieve high performance: planning and execution. Many underestimate the importance of planning and skip this crucial step to dive directly into action. This is a serious mistake because without planning our goals and actions, we will always be tempted to prioritize the urgency of the moment or be distracted by projects and tasks that are not truly important or prioritized. Regarding execution, the author explains in the early pages of the book that the #1 factor preventing people from realizing their capabilities is not the lack of knowledge, intelligence, or information. No, the barrier between you and the life you are capable of living is the lack of consistent execution, and the 12-week year allows you to break down this barrier and reach your full potential. To achieve high performance, you need 3 key principles and 5 fundamental disciplines. There are 8 fundamental aspects, specifically 3 principles and 5 disciplines, to achieve high performance. Vision. A compelling vision allows us to create an emotional connection with the daily actions necessary to achieve our goals. Planning. Effective planning allows us to focus on priority initiatives and actions necessary to achieve the vision. Process control. Controlling the process is essential to create a solid structure that transforms planned actions into routines and habits. Measurement. Regularly measuring our results allows us to adjust our course if necessary, and always have complete feedback needed to make informed decisions. Time utilization. Using your time effectively, always keeping in mind your priorities, is crucial to not waste this precious resource. Responsibility. Taking responsibility means focusing on things we own and can impact instead of thinking about aspects over which we have no influence. Economic policies, taxation, economic trends, etc. Commitment. Keeping commitments with others allows us to build strong relationships, while keeping promises to ourselves forges character, increases self-esteem, and helps us achieve more success. Excellence in the present moment. You cannot change the past or act on the future, but you can act in the present to change your life. You achieve excellence not when you reach your results, but rather well before them, namely when a person decides to do the things they know they must do to achieve them. To fully realize your potential, you must create a compelling and engaging vision. Important actions are often the most difficult because they force us out of our comfort zone. The secret to living life to its fullest potential is to prefer important things over those that give us short-term satisfaction and keep us in our comfort zone. Here's where our vision of the future comes in, providing us with a powerful reason to implement our plans. To achieve higher levels of performance than our current ones, we need a vision of the future better than the present one. The reason is simple. Without a compelling and engaging vision, it will be difficult to have the strength to overcome the discomfort that comes with every change. The first step is to create a personal vision that clearly describes what we want in life in all the most important areas: relationships, finances, work, health, etc. The personal vision allows us to establish a strong emotional connection with our professional activities because by not losing sight of it, we will always know why we wake up in the morning and start working. In addition to this personal vision, defined as an aspirational vision, the authors encourage us to create a vision for 3 years that includes the most important goals we want to achieve within 3 years. It is important to write down our vision, print it, and read it regularly. In the book, we read, "You have the ability to strengthen and develop your brain by thinking about a compelling future for yourself, by regularly and repeatedly thinking about an inspiring vision where you emotionally connect with the life you desire." Our vision creates a very strong emotional bond that allows us to change our habits and get the best out of ourselves. Set plans and goals for 12 weeks. Once you have a clear vision of where you want to go, you will need a plan to get there. Planning our actions is extremely important because it allows us to find the best approach in advance to achieve our goals, helps anticipate and avoid mistakes, saves time and resources, and keeps us focused on the most important aspects. These benefits are present in any type of planning, including annual planning. But it is only when we use 12-week planning that we can fully grasp them. With this type of planning, every 12 weeks we face a new year and a new opportunity to be at the top. A 12-week plan has 3 advantages over an annual plan. It is much more predictable. It is difficult and often impossible to determine what our daily actions should be between 11-12 months. But for a shorter period, it is not so complicated. It is much more focused. Many annual plans have too many goals, while when you only have 12 weeks, you need to focus on the 3 aspects that will have the greatest impact. It has a better structure and is easier to implement. But how do you start? The first step is to set our general goals over a 12-week period. We can start with a list of goals and identify the 3 most strategic and important goals. Once our goals are established, we need to determine the tactics necessary to achieve them. The easiest way to do this is to break down our 12-week goals into smaller parts, specifically into weekly action plans. Organize your goals into weekly action plans and execute. Long-term results are created by the actions you take every day. These actions must be perfectly aligned with your long-term vision, your 3-year vision, and of course, your 12-week goals. Our 12-week plan must include all the tactics to achieve our goals for the quarter. At the beginning of each week, it is necessary to dedicate at least 15-20 minutes to evaluating the progress made during the previous week and planning the newly started week. Then, the first 5 minutes of each day should be spent rereading our weekly plan to plan our daily actions. To make the most of the 12-week planning, we must put it into practice every day. With the approach proposed in the 12-week year, a year now equals 12 weeks, a month equals 1 week, and a week equals 1 day. The importance and potential of each day that must be planned and organized with care follow. When a day has so much value, distractions and interruptions cannot be tolerated because our daily actions will produce the expected results. As written in the book, in the end, you have more control over your actions than your results. Results are created by your actions. The most reliable forecast of your future is offered by your daily actions. Constantly measuring your results allows you to achieve significantly better performance. In the chapter titled Confronting the Truth, Moran and Lennington emphasize the importance of constant analysis and measurement of our actions. It is precisely a confrontation with the truth, because regularly measuring the results of our actions tells us the truth about the effectiveness of our planning and actions. Effective measurement removes any emotional bias and provides an honest picture of our performance. With measurement, we are obliged to confront reality, even when it is not easy. Thanks to this process of constant measurement, we can identify errors and ineffective actions to adjust our course in time and improve our tactics to achieve the set goals. For our measurement, we can use 2 types of indicators: lag indicators and lead indicators. The former, lag indicators, represent the final result we want to achieve, such as income, turnover, weight, cholesterol level, etc. The latter are the activities that produce the final results. Typical examples are the number of people contacted every day to achieve sales goals, or the number of calories consumed every day to reach a particular weight. The measurement process proposed in the 12-week year includes the objective evaluation of what we do through a system of weekly scores. In practice, when we evaluate the previous week, we must assign a percentage of execution. We might have weeks with a score of 65-70, where we have thus achieved 65-70% of our tactics. This percentage is acceptable even if it does not allow us to reach our full potential. Over time, we should strive to reach 80% to be sure to get the most out of ourselves. It is important to emphasize that a plan should never be changed, except in very rare cases. Often it is not the plan that is inadequate for achieving our plans. It is our actions that are not suitable. In rare cases, we can modify our 12-week plan, but often the improvement should be sought in the chosen tactics in our daily actions. To change your life, you must always be accountable for your actions and uphold your commitments. Accountability is a character trait, an attitude towards life, a willingness to own your actions and results regardless of the circumstances. Feeling responsible for your actions means knowing that you always have the freedom to choose. And of course, taking 100% responsibility for the consequences of your choices. Many of us tend to look outside ourselves to find things to change and improve. A fitting example is when we use our country's economic situation or perhaps taxation as excuses. The problem is that we have no control over these external factors. The only things we control are our thoughts and actions. And thoughts and actions are enough to change if we really want to control them. The 12-week year outlines an original and alternative method for planning and executing our goals. Many personal growth experts agree that planning our goals over a shorter period can be extremely effective. The time frame that is most frequently mentioned is indeed the 90 days that equate to 3 months or precisely 12 weeks. It is certainly a method to experiment with, and personally I started implementing its principles in my work last year and found it very effective. Don't miss out on the opportunity to supercharge your productivity, break through limitations, and elevate your life. Hit that subscribe button, join us on this incredible adventure. Your success story starts with a simple click. Subscribe now.